Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Abigail R. Karmalim bringing you the Salesian news across the globe. From 27 to 29 October, over 200 boys and girls gathered for the National Congress of the Salesian Youth Movement on the theme Ecological Spirituality and Socio-Political Involvement. The meeting was animated by Father Diego Rodriguez, delegate of the SYM of the Salesian province of Ecuador, with the participation of various Salesians who accompanied the delegations present. The various activities of the Congress revolve around the gospel of creation, the earth as a home and not only as an environment, a theme explored in depth by Xavier Merchant of the Salesian Polytechnic University, UPS. Debates, group reflections and sign-making were generated to reach conclusions and establish agreements on the care of the common home. The meeting concluded with the elaboration of the commitments of the SYM to make the motto a reality, our mission, the care of creation. Subsequently, in the Cathedral of the Purissima de Macas, the Eucharist was celebrated, presided over by the ECU Inspector Don Marcelo Farfan. The 34th meeting of the Salesian Cooperators of the Canary Islands took place from 28 to 29 October at the Nuestra Senora del Pino House in Tafira in Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, which was attended by representatives of 7 centers in the Canary Islands, accompanied by their respective delegates, members of the Inspectoral Council, and a member of the Regional Executive Secretariat. It was a fraternal meeting enriched by moments of sharing life and mission and by an in-depth reflection on the future of the association, also thanks to the Agora 150 project. Furthermore, during the meeting, awards were presented to 4 Salesian cooperators from the Telde and Guanarteme centers for their 25 years in the association. Finally, on Sunday, the centenary of the Salesian School Sacred Heart of Jesus was celebrated, and as part of the celebration, the promises of 2 new Salesian cooperators, Isaias and Saul, were welcome. Father Joseph Nguyen Thint Phuoc, Regional Councillor for East Asia Oceania, arrives in Hong Kong in the evening of October 27, accompanied by the Provincial of CIM, Father Joseph Ngu. Both of them come from the Philippines after attending a curatorium meeting held in Paranaque. The Salesian House Missionary is the first community which Father Phuoc visits, therefore it gets the blessing to be the first community to receive the extraordinary visitor of the Rector Major in the territory of Hong Kong. However, Hong Kong is the last territory of the province to be visited. This extraordinary visitation for CIN was scheduled from August 18 to 29, 2023. Due to the visa issue of Father Phuoc, it was paused after the visitation to the other 2 territories of the province, Macau and Taiwan. On 28 October, an extraordinary meeting of the Executive Council of the Federation of Past Peoples of Don Bosco, Japan, was held at the Salesian community in Meguro, Tokyo. Present were council members from 5 Past Peoples Association of Salesian schools in Japan, the Superior of the Salesian Province of Japan, Father Jacob Hideki Hamaguchi, SDP, and Father Shind Mishima, SDP, delegate for Past Peoples. The meeting began with a review of the statutes of the Past Peoples Federation of Japan, and the proposed changes were unanimously approved. A reduction in the number of council members, a 2-year mandate, provisioned for about half of the members to be 40 years old or younger, in order to revitalize the federation and its association. Council members were then elected for 2024 to 2025, and Mr. Shintia Yokoyama was designated as President of the Federation of Don Bosco Past Peoples of Japan. In the Salesian province of Poland, Wroclaw, PLO, more than 40 young people over the age of 18 met for the first time at the Christ the King Oratory in Wroclaw to experience a weekend of formation as part of the Oratory 18+ event. The main theme of the meeting was the formative motto for all youth ministry work in Salesian Poland, a dream come true, so that the younger generations from in Salesian oratories have the opportunity to continue their spiritual development even after the primary and secondary school stages, and can thus realize the dream proper to the Salesian charism. This idea of ongoing formation for young adults came about with the intention that it should be the older youngsters who are an encouragement for their peers to return to the oratories. As part of the meeting, the participants were able to meet a rhythmic gymnastic coach, a family with adopted children, people with a criminal record who have converted, and exorcists, and a young missionary, and listen with keen interest to their testimonies and converse with them. A highlight of the meeting was also a panel discussion with psychotherapists who explored the mystery of human sleep and its impact on health and relational decisions. The young people also experienced moments of reflection, prayer, sharing and spirituality, culminating in the Eucharist. The Salesian Conference of Tripura gathered together for a provincial consultation meeting at Don Bosco, Nanda Nagar on November 1, 2023. There were 20 participants in the meeting. The conference had an evening prayer before the provincial consultation meeting. At the start of the meeting, Father Christopher, the rector of the Nanda Nagar community, welcomed everyone with his kind words. Father Biju Michael, the regional superior of South Asia, took a decision on how to go about a new provincial consultation. He explained in detail and connected it with the Old and New Testament. In the Old Testament, there were priests, prophets, and kings, whereas in the New Testament, Jesus possessed all three qualities. Therefore, a provincial should have three qualities in order to lead a province. Father Biju Michael explained the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats as well as the qualities of a new provincial and the vision of the province for the next 6 years. The conference were divided into two groups for a group discussion. After the group discussion, Father Biju evaluates based on what the groups had shared. The meeting got over by 7:45 p.m. followed by a solemn supper. The Salesian Conference of the Tripura region gathered for a provincial consultation meeting at the Don Bosco Nandanagar on November 1, 2023. The 4 colleagues of different years of profession were happy to meet their novice master, Father Isaac. Father Glorious, the rector Don Bosco Herma, was the first novice of Father Isaac in the years 1886 to 87. Father Biju Michael, the regional superior of South Asia, was the second novice of Father Isaac in the years 87 to 88. Father Christopher Warlarpi, the rector of Don Bosco Nandanagar, was the third novice of Father Isaac in the years 1888 to 89. And Brother Alexius Konpan, the principal of Don Bosco School by Jalbari, was the fourth novice of Father Isaac in the years 1889 to 90. Brother Alexius remembered that the 4 conferences were of different batches, but all were novices of Father Isaac of a different year. Brother Alexius arranged a group photo in order to make it memorable. On November 2nd, Father K.P. Paul from Kerala, belonging to Gauti province, visited Tripura, particularly for the Baijalbari mission, to meet Father Paul Panachakal. Father K.P. Paul celebrated the Holy Eucharist, and during the homily, he spoke about 4 things: death, judgment, punishment, and reward. After the Holy Mass, Father Paul Panachakal gave a brief introduction to Father K.P. Paul and his mission. Then the hostel boys felicitated Father K.P. Paul with a traditional rissa, and they also sang 2 welcome songs. Father K.P. Paul shared that he was a Salesian brother for many years and decided to become a priest. And when he entered theology, it happened to be the same batch in theology as Father K.P. Paul and Father Paul Panachakal. It is the first time for Father K.P. Paul to be in Tripura. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Till we meet again, thank you for joining us.